So what we're going to do today is we're going to spin this thing up. It's already powered up. It's already ready to go. What we're running is PETG gears with the Interflon lubrication that goes in there. And what we're going to do is try to run this gear set to see if it does any better than the other PLA gears did, and see if there's any significant difference. And then we're going to move on to making this to where you actually have a shaft that holds each one of the gears, giggity. And then what we're going to end up doing is basically changing all that out, because I don't expect this to last the whole time, if at all. So that's what this test is for. But I wanted to get it on video so that I could show you that we're making progress. So I would normally leave the room, but to make sure this thing's going to keep recording, I'm standing right here behind something. So I'm going to start with a low RPM spin up. Here we go. And those are those gears. Okay, so what we'll do is we'll inspect what sheared off. Because I had metal shafts through that. So it's still trying to go. Okay, yeah, the gears are gone. Okay, we're going to see where the failure points are when I disassemble this thing, but I wanted to get a spin up video for everybody that's been waiting for one. It was getting ready to pull pretty hard, and then the gears just kind of failed. So I kind of want to see where they are, because I may end up doing this again, but I may end up doing it with just larger gears, so I don't have those small gears that I have to worry about stripping out under this kind of load, under this kind of torque. Overall, that was a pretty good test. And I know it seemed like a short one, but in the end, the whole idea was to make sure that this idea works properly, and it does. And so we're going to go back, change the gears, and then do it again, because I guarantee you it's just the gears themselves, if anything, or the internal housing that holds them. I could have stripped that out. Either way, everything's put together with screws this time. So it actually is easy to take apart and then replace a small part and then put back together again. So I am so thrilled that it actually spun up and started pushing, started sounding really good. You could see the difference in it from Stubby Fan 1. I didn't even make it to half throttle. I got maybe 40%, 30-40% tops. So I'm actually very happy with that result. And it doesn't appear that anything got too terribly warm. The engine didn't get warm at all. Wires are still very cool. ESC, still cold. So yeah, I mean, it's barely drawing any amps at all. And that's perfect. So we will continue on with this, and ESC was cool. Wires are cool. Motor's cool. Bearings are probably toast. Not bearings, sorry. Gears are toast. So we'll take it apart, check it out, and see exactly where the failure was.
After action report happening shortly.
Anyway, I hope you all enjoyed what you saw. Thank you for watching. There will be more. There will be faster spin-ups. There will be better gears. This thing is going to rock. It is. I am confident that it's going to have some serious thrust.
Stick around, because we are doing a breakdown of the gearbox right now. So don't go anywhere. Let's do this.
All right, we're gonna try and do a live dissection here. I'm gonna pull these first. Easy as that. All right, now for the longer screws to hold these together. I need to get a drill for this. I have a drill, but it's a big hand drill, and I'm afraid I'm gonna like snap something. Get it out of there. All right. There's the end. Okay. So, this should pop off slowly. You guys will see the gearbox. Okay, as you can see, this part's okay. Let me get to the camera actually. This part's okay. The part that engages it. So that's fine. It looks like just the gears just stripped out. I think they just stripped out. Yeah, because they're kind of worn down. I don't know. Maybe I was just going, well, no, they're bound up. It's bound up now. So chances are, it looks like, yeah, I don't know if you can see it down at the bottom. Let me try and get a light here so you can see a little bit better. Like I don't have enough light in here, right? If you look down in there, you can see where the shafts have grounded groove in the bottom. So that's where it bound up. And you can see where it started to shear off, but the metal stopped it. Like on this gear here. See how it's off-centered? It started to shear off, but the metal that I put in stopped it. The other two looks like it did about the same thing. As the torque increased, trying to hold it steady here. As the torque increased, the shafts sheared, the metal held them in place, and then dug a hole straight into the bottom of the holder. So, which is fine, because I mean it's still usable. Hasn't gone all the way through, so. And it's just supposed to hold the gear in place. So what we're going to do is we're going to revisit this design here and make it a little bit more robust and run on some bearings. So there you go. It survived. The fan did well. Didn't have any issues there. Fan's still spinning freely, perfectly like it's supposed to. And all we have to do is adjust, not that, that's the motor on, fine. So we're just working this part out now, the gearbox. And then we'll have ourselves something. Now I think that if I were to print this out of metal, just this internal sleeve and this gear setup here, that it would be fine. I'd have to increase the tolerances between the gears and the actual shafts themselves, but, well, not increase the tolerances, but actually lower the tolerances so that they're not suited for FDM, but rather CNC. Then I could probably,
you know, have them printed, or not printed, but CNC'd, or even printed in metal. I don't know. We'll have to try out a couple of different options and see what happens. Because if I can have these CNC'd and I've got hardened steel spinning, you know, hardened steel gears on hardened steel shafts, then once it's lubricated, then it's just going to act as a bearing by itself. So we won't have to worry too much about having to redesign this entire thing. But we're gonna dive into that and see what the possibilities are next for this. So far, this motor is doing really well. I'm impressed with it. I like what it's doing. It's blurry. Why am I blurry? Okay. But yeah, that's the 8318 MAD motor for you, and it was getting ready to do some pulling. Had I got over about 35% throttle, it may have actually pulled that chain a bit tighter. But as you can see, I went, you know, full pinhead on this, just making sure that nothing would fly off the table. So I hope you enjoyed what you saw. Thank you all for watching, and hope to see you again next time for another spin up of the StubbyV2. Bye.